Okay, so welcome to part 5 of the EFT introduction. So as promised in this session, I'm just going to do how you would handle a belief. And then everything else that I can always answer your questions later, but for this, so let's just say I've got a belief that, I don't know, you could take something big like I'm not good enough, something really general, but it's going to be a core belief, so it might take a while, okay, because obviously you would normally do a timeline on that, whereas with tapping, if you start with I'm not good enough, you're really kind of almost tapping until a memory comes up that you can then tap through. So let's say you took something a little bit more context specific, so rather than a big chunk like that, you take a little chunk. So let's say, for example, one of the things that I hear all the time from coaches is things like no one's buying anything at the moment, no one's got any money. So if the belief was I can't sell enough coaching, or I can't sell enough training courses, whatever, because no one's got any money, then you would start with, even though I believe that people haven't got any money to buy coaching with at the moment, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Also pay attention to how true that belief feels. So if I just take, okay, I've got to sell the NLP practitioner. So let's say my belief was, it's hard to get people to spend money on something. So let's say, okay, I believe that about 5 out of 10, but for someone who you could be doing 9 out of 10. So even though I believe it's hard to get people to spend money on courses, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Do that several times, and then, okay, it's really hard to get them to spend money, no one's going to want to spend any money, it's hard to get people to spend money, and so on and so on and so on. So you just take the belief and you take a very small repeater statement for that and keep tapping. After a few rounds you check in, okay, so how strong is the belief now? Okay, it's a 3, and pay attention to what's coming up and follow it. If you get a memory pop up, then you immediately switch to the memory. The memory always takes precedence because the memory is probably where the belief came from, same as a timeline. You don't need a memory to be able to resolve this, because once you get down to 0 or 1, you'll start hearing things like, okay, so actually people spend money on things they really need, so all I have to do is show them how they need it. All I have to do is help people figure out that they need it. That's my only job, is to show people how it would help them and how it could solve their problems. And so you start with a more positive belief, finish with a more positive belief at the end, and that's pretty much it for a belief. So we've done emotions, we've done memories and beliefs. In terms of the other things that you can do is now different techniques with the tapping, such as the tearless trauma and so on and so on, but you don't need to know about those at the moment, and you do have good NLP techniques for all of that, so cool. So there you go, so get practicing.